Welcome once again to CITAM ChurchOnline Youth Cafe. We have been talking about the digital economy. In the first video, we basically gave an introduction. What is the digital economy? And in the second video, we were talking about digital assets in the digital economy. Please make sure you go check out those videos because we believe that they will really come in handy with your knowledge concerning this topic. Today, we want to look a little bit more about the career. What career choices are there out there when it comes to digital economy? And with me on set again is the amazing Roselyne Wanjiru. Karibu once again.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. So when you talk about careers in the digital economy, we're talking about the whole chain of value in terms of work opportunities and, away from digital assets, because I consider that the digital economy has been limited severely to just online platforms like Facebook and the ones that we know frequently, the Amazons, the bigger players. But when you think about the end-to-end value and opportunities that are there, let me place an example like this church restaurant right where we're seated. You have a manager, you have staff, you have maybe they do deliveries for their food, and they have end to end of how they serve their customers, right? Now, in the same way in the digital economy, you have different job groups, different categories of work opportunities. Some are full-time, some are part-time, some are remote roles, some are in-person roles. So if you think about it in that way, then you can understand why it's important for people to appreciate that you might have irregular income from different gigs, yes, but if you plan yourself properly, you can be earning even more than somebody who has an office job, right? And that's one of the things that is a great opportunity about our time, right? So say, for example, you're working on a weekly project where you have deliverables, you have your tasks, your, call them KPIs, or however you're supposed to do XYZ task per week or per month. You're able to plan and know that if I spend 4 hours a day on this, if I spend 8 hours a day on this, or if I spend even just 1 hour a day on this, this is the income I'm going to get, and this is how I can then plan with that. So in the, in the whole value chain, think of any traditional role, be it admin, HR, delivery, staff, end to end, and translate that on an online platform. So that could look like you being there full-time or being there part-time.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, that's it in a nutshell.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So as we talk about that, there are people who are online.
Yes.
And they're looking for jobs online.
Yes, they are.
I think in there I'm going with it.
Yes, I see.
And that those guys who do it genuinely,
yes,
there are those guys who are not genuine, because like we said in the previous video,
yes,
the main thing that we need to get to know or get to the bottom of with all this, everything to do with digital economics, is knowledge.
Yes.
But there are guys out there who are actually taking advantage of the fact that people are not knowledgeable when it comes to digital economy. Let me just say, I have received a couple of DMs. I'm sure you've also received a couple of DMs.
Yeah.
How do you identify a scammer who wants you to invest in the digital economy space, as opposed to somebody who is genuine? They actually know what it is that they're talking about, and they from the bottom of their heart, they do want to ensure that you grow financially.
All right. Now, first things first, if you're dealing with an individual on an online platform, you're a stranger, very quickly you can check their profile. Is it a verified profile? If it's not a verified profile, be extra careful. Why? Because you'll realize the established brands, be it in banking sector, fintech sector, they will have verified accounts. If it's a prominent person, they will have a verified that blue tick or whatever color tick it is on each platform. If you see, number one, that this person is claiming to be of certain prominence or from a certain company, and on their profile nothing shows, that's the first X.
Yeah.
Second X is this, that if this person claims to be offering you something that is giving you daily returns, what is giving you daily returns? That is the next biggest question, because they will tell you, hey, just put $50 here, a small amount that they think you will just comfortably dish it out and instantly think that's
multiplication
instantly. Please be extra careful, even if it's somebody you know, because sometimes the scammer will use a proxy of somebody you know. They will claim to be related to either your friend, your colleague, or
then
somebody
they hack
that's
your account. It happened to a
even
friend.
before they hack your account, they will try to you know, claim some form of familiarity so that you don't question them. Now the third thing that you need to look at, whatever they're offering or claiming or promising to deliver, is it logical with other kinds of digital assets? If not, please don't put your money there.
Yeah.
Even if it's somebody you know and is persuading you and really pushing you to put your money, before you understand, please just park your interests right there. I would rather ignore that conversation, because a lot of this happens on Instagram and Telegram. Not that the platforms are wrong, but for example, Telegram, somebody can message you without your phone number. Instagram, somebody doesn't need to follow you. But you know, there are certain protections you can put in, for example, limiting the messages like from people you do not follow, so that you know it will come under message request and you can filter. Same thing for Telegram, you can limit who can add you to groups, things like that. So digital awareness and digital safety is extremely important to understand, because even before you see how the scammer is coming, you need to put some of these protections in place, so that by the time they're coming with their shady promises, you know, you'll have an idea, which is why in the first two videos I dwelt on awareness. No one should promise you that this thing is going to return something daily, because if they promise daily return, the question is, what risk have they factored? What risk are they guaranteeing against? If, for example, a cow will give you milk daily, even hourly, that's fine. But digital assets, what guarantee is giving that? That's the question. What guarantee do you have? So if you don't ask those basic questions, I am sorry, you will be scammed. It's not a promise, but chances are it will happen. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I hear us also talking about is the good side and the ugly side of the digital economy.
Yes.
Previously, we talked about some of the careers that are being offered.
Yes.
There could be somebody who's watching this video right now and they're still skeptical.
Yes.
They're wondering, I think I need to know a little bit more on what's the ugly side of this digital economy, what's the good side of the digital economy. What can you let guys know about that?
All right, let me start with the bad news first.
Yeah.
The bad and the ugly news is that in every year, where especially there's a market down cycle, you will meet scammers. And scammers don't come announcing themselves. They promise good intentions, high returns, especially unrealistic returns, and they don't want you to really question how they are achieving what they are promising. So if you're able to really just look at some of the common scams which have happened, you know, like the era of, was it P goods? I don't know what it was called, P something, but it really peaked in Kenya a few years back, and it was multi-level marketing related. You know, so it was just, you know, you bring people, just bring people, you will earn money from bringing people, things like that. But you see, if the business model does not rely on
pyramid,
just to some other pyramids. Okay, we've already had quite a number of pyramid schemes, but you know, if we just see the basics of it's about bringing people and not the product, start questioning, you know. But not to say that multi-level marketing is bad, it works in some settings, not all. So, because for example, for crypto assets, the multi-level marketing does not work. And for me, I really disadvise people from just getting in, because you bringing people is not a guarantee of you earning money. Because the risk factor of the crypto asset may go down, and if it goes down, it won't matter how many people you brought. You will all lose. You know, so it doesn't mean that the crypto is bad. It's just that the model and the approach was wrong. So that's the ugly side. But on the positive side, you're looking at careers as either a remote consultant, you can be a co-founder, you can be an advisor in a project, you can be business admin, business development. All the careers that you're looking at in traditional settings are applicable in the digital economy. So if you don't have the money to, for example, start investing in crypto assets, consider remote roles that maybe don't take too much of your time, but you can actually earn extra income in the first place from partnering with some of these projects, or interacting with some of these products, because either way it's income coming in. It's not bad. You can do some, take care of a few things at home, and this is as relatably as you can bring it. So if you're not looking at it as an investor, look at it as an income opportunity, so that it might be remote, it might be short term, but you get to learn how the industry works. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You talked about consultancy.
Yeah.
But before we get there, I think we can have you talk a little bit more about the good side of it.
Yes.
Then we can get into consultancy.
All right. Allow me to match them into one, because consultancy as a field just means that you are bringing your expertise onto a project. That this company is looking maybe to set up in your locality, international company most of the time, and they're looking to expand, for example, in Kenya, Nairobi, and they don't have a team on the ground. So as a consultant, your role will be to guide them, to advise where do they start, should they get registration set up first, or do they run an online campaign, have an online community, have virtual events, or maybe physical events. That's the kind of consultancy I'm talking about.
Okay.
So you see, on the good side, as I said, it's an income opportunity, because, well, if you're making an extra $500, an extra $1,000, even if it's on one project, it'll move a few things in your life. It's that simple. So it's about you being able to see even whether it's going to be supplementary income or your main income. How do you think about the opportunity in the first place? Because I could say, stick to your 9 to 5, and that would be okay for you. But if you know very well this, in the long term, the industry is changing and your role may be redundant, then consider especially roles in newer industries where the requirements are not as high. So for example, in quite a number of crypto-related companies, a good number of them are international, right? And a good number are looking to set up in Kenya. So very easily off the top of my mind, some of them are actually offering funding to entrepreneurs. They're looking for projects to fund. So if you're a student, you are a entrepreneur in the making, and you don't have funding for your projects, guess what? You partner with these companies. They give you mentorship. They get you some funding. They give you technical support. You just pick up from there, because I've seen quite a good number of people just connect with these companies, and you're not in the traditional sense starting a business, but by you starting this project, you even get absorbed into other companies in that way. Because you see, for us in the digital space, employment is not rigid. It's quite flexible. It's the gig economy. It's just the nature of the gig economy. So in the same way, previously it would be that, go to school to get a job and blah, blah, blah. Right now it's 9 to 5 traditional, cast in stone. Right now it's, you may have an idea. You may not call yourself the, ultra business expert and all those titles, I want to be CEO, but you may just have a project that is in your, maybe you've talked about it in school or with some of your friends, and this project doesn't have funding. You can literally look at how this project can be supported with investors and mentors who will actually breathe life to the project. It doesn't have to be a company. It can just be a product. Yes.
Awesome. Wow, what a wealth of knowledge. As we finish off, I remember you have a consultancy, you also consult. Maybe you'd like to let guys know a little bit more about that in case they would like to reach out to you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, my role is, especially in the digital economy, is call me a guide. Because I love being able to bring understanding to how the, especially digital economy industry works. Because there's so many people who still have so many ideas. It's so disconnected in some areas. And, when we talk about, for example, the data protection bill that came in 2019, we had to understand what is the implication of a company having people's data security, and things like that. So when you have such an issue cutting across different companies, like how you interact with people's data, now I love being able to give you understanding of this is how to use your data, this is how to set up in this market, these are your implications, these are your risks, and literally just guiding companies in that way. Yes.
Awesome. Wow, excellent. Guys, I'm sure you have definitely gotten something from this conversation. Once again, please remember to share this content with your friends and your family so that we can all be in this pool of knowledge. Knowledge is power, that is what it said. And I believe, and we believe, that God has called us into knowledge, the knowledge of finances. How can we build our finances in order to grow the kingdom of God, which is our main mandate. Thank you so much for watching. This is CITAM Church Online. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And thank you so much to Rosie. We're going to be doing one more last video. In the next video, we'll be talking about what is the future of the digital economy. Thank you once again for watching, and God bless you.